Hey, how's it going everybody? My name is Percival, or Scuffed Gaming, and today we're playing The Binding of Isaac Repentance. Today I thought we would do something a little bit different, and we would take a look at the daily challenges, seeing as I'm still trying to complete the daily challenges. This is supposedly going to be an Eve run. I still need to get Cracked Crown. Hopefully they fixed Cracked Crown so that I can now get it. And you can see on the left-hand side, I believe that means we have to go to Satan. Although I could be wrong. We're starting off as base Eve. Curse the Unknown, we don't know how much HP we have, and so I'm going to play conservatively for this first floor at least. I know I haven't played an Eve run yet on stream, not on stream, but you know what I mean. And the reason why is because Eve's starting stats are not that great. You also start with the Razor and Whore of Babylon. And the Razor. And what the Razor is going to do is it's going to take a heart away from us, red heart HP. And yeah, it's going to give us damage for the room. We also have Dead Bird, Champion of the People, Dead Bird. If we take a hit, including self-inflicted damage from, say, the Razor, then Dead Bird, what does this do again? Laser one? Oh, it severely slows down. Yeah, we're okay. We're okay. Thanks, but no thanks. Ooh, Keeper Sack. Now, if we could buy Keeper Sack, that'd be phenomenal. Keeper Sack is pretty winning all on its own. But of course, we don't know how much HP we have, so... And even though I believe that Eve starts with... excuse me, gentlemen. Even though I believe that Eve starts with 2 red hearts, I really don't feel comfortable with pushing ourselves all the way down to the absolute limit before seeing it for myself, if that makes sense. Get a bomb. Very, very unlikely that we will see the ability to buy Keeper Sack, unfortunately. You know, the secret room, we would, first of all, we would have to guess correctly on the secret room, which I suppose technically it could be south of this room here. Although the layout of this room next to us here makes me feel like it could also easily be above us next to the shop, but I'll go against my better judgment and I'll just guess here. Oh, wow. Well, there's a shot. Where there's a will, there's a way. Not quite good enough, unfortunately. Man, we would have loved to have it too. I mean, I guess there's still a chance, right? We could still walk into this next room. It could be Pageant Boy. It could be Black Champion Pin. The World Breaker. Okay. And I know I've often, you know, not made fun of people for taking damage from the World Breaker himself, but the truth is that if you're fully awake, unlike myself, then you should not necessarily take damage from Pin in any kind of a way. But hey, it is what it is. Sometimes you take damage from Pin, and that's fine. Okay. So you're saying there's a chance. Let's go play the sack room. My favorite thing of all time. One hit. The good news is that because we have Whore of Babylon, we can know how much HP we have. For example, we walked out of that room and we're back to regular base Eve, which means that we have a heart and a half right now. So now we're at a half heart. There's 2 hits on the sack room. We'll take the HP up. I believe now we have 2.5 hearts, and again, we can know for sure if we just tap the sack room, we'll know for sure. 3rd hit. 4th hit. A little bit risky. We're playing with fire, but we do want to get at least a 5th tap here and see what happens. Just go ahead and check the shop. If there's a... Yeah, it's pretty risky. It's pretty risky. What we're doing right now is pretty risky, and I wouldn't suggest this especially to new players, but let's see what happens. Okay. So we're at a half heart right now. We're at a half heart right now. 1 hit will kill us. We're just gonna have to play well. And we're gonna have to play tight. We are gonna go into this vault and we're gonna hope we can find some HP, and we do. Okay. Okay. Everything is fine. People might ask themselves, you know, why did you go so ham, essentially, for Keeper Sack? Well, Keeper Sack is going to give us stats, permanent stat ups based on how much money we spend in the store. And as you can see, since we're going for Satan, we want to be able to have some really good stats, especially on base Eve, who does not start with good stats. Kind of a risky dodge there. Now, how to fight against these stationary turrets is you commit to a direction, and you jam hard in that direction. You know, you don't want to dodge, you don't want to go back, because if you do, these bullets stay in the air for a little while. This is the perfect room to show what I'm talking about. Now keep your distance, move around the map. These attack flies will come to you. Now there's no reason to give them opportunities to strike you if you can avoid it. And we can avoid it. We're fast enough. You know, we got 1.5 speed of our Babylon. Every hit we take is potentially disastrous. Now the bigger question we have to ask ourselves is, are we interested in going to the devil deal, or do we want to take the angel deal in this case? It's gonna rely a lot on what we find in our stores, in my opinion, or whether or not we could find soul hearts to keep us alive, because we don't have a whole lot of HP, even though we want to be down to 0 red hearts as Tainted Eve, or not Tainted Eve, but regular Eve. Without Horror of Babylon active, our stats are not good, frankly. So it might be a little bit risky for us to play, you know, so loose with the devil deals. But, you know, we might be interested in playing for devil deals here, just to get rid of our red heart HP and play sort of lean and mean. Now, if we can get a penny, we will buy this soul heart, and the soul heart will give us stat up. You know, literally one penny game. It says there's a penny back in this room. Now, why did I not pick these up? You start pontificating and you forget that you're playing the Binding of Isaac. You know, you're trying to win here. We get a nice little damage up, little sprinkle of damage. Our item room contains E. coli. I would never say to touch E. coli. Okay, don't do it. Don't do it, children. I dealt a hit to us just so that we could get the brief damage up, and also so Dead Bird can proc. Although apparently Dead Bird is not interested in fighting against Little Horn. There we go. There we go, pal. Get in there. Champion of the people. Okay. We have enough HP now. So we can totally do this. We can take the HP. Bloody Gust. It's another item that is pretty decent with Eve, and we will take it. Bloody Gust is going to give us a stat up for the floor when we take damage. And I'm pretty sure there was nothing else left in the vault, so we're just going to go down. I still have a hard time making quick decisions, which is why we've spent 8 minutes on the first 2 floors, which is unfortunate because it means that I almost never are allowing us to get to boss rush. You know, and I have to take responsibility for that because we're essentially saying goodbye to free items. So I can understand if people watch me in frustration and be like, come on, man, like, you know, you could get to boss rush if you were hauling a little bit more ass, but I'm not. You know, welcome to Scuffed Gaming, everyone. The show where we play slightly less than optimally, but still acceptably. These little Zubats, the one-tooths, they sometimes have the tendency to head us off. Whoa! That's a super jump and a half. For those of you that don't know, the McRib is back in McDonald's now, so if you're a big fan of Suckdonald's, then you know, you can go and grab yourself a McRib. Not sponsored, by the way. This ad is not sponsored. Oh, severe lack of bombs still. We could also buy the Soul Heart eventually. It's kind of a shame that I hyped up Keeper Sack so much and we're just not able to buy it very much because we have no bombs. Yeah, whatever. You can see Bloody Gust on the left is proccing to give us stats. I don't think that I'm in the market to... Yeah, we'll bomb this gentleman. Yes. Actually didn't mean to pick that up, but it is what it is. We'll buy this. We got a range up. Very slight range up, which we could use. Take another hit from the Razor, not from anything else with the Razor. You can see our base Eve stats are not great, you know, like the reason that we've been trying to stay at 1 red heart or lower is because simply these enemies are the worst guys. They seem to fire kind of like whenever they choose to. Like a butthole Gatling gun. Oh, buddy. Do we dare? You know what? Let's do it. Our damage gets nuked into the floor. This is what Almond Milk does. It makes our tier rate all the way up into the ceiling, but it shot our damage all the way down to the floor. Maybe the secret room is here. Money for days. Great to see. We are now going to have to rely a lot on Keeper Sack in order to get us more damage, or possibly even to get a nice tier effect. I think we are going to buy this half-price boom. I don't remember if this one gives us bombs. It doesn't, because it's the tier detonator version. But we get a little bit of a damage up, and every little damage up with Almond Milk is going to be significant because our tier rate is ridiculously high. Fighting the Hollow. And the one downside to Almond Milk is that we can never be super sure. I don't know why I did that, by the way. We can never be super sure if all of our tiers are going to hit, even though we're shooting a lot of them. It doesn't really matter a great deal, because some of them just go next to us, go around sort of at an angle, things like that. Now, some people love Almond Milk, the champion of the people, just because it's so zany and weird, and sometimes it can feel a lot like you're dealing a lot of damage. You can see we're standing right in front of that enemy and they're not dying. How much HP do we have right now? We have 2 red hearts and 3.5 or 2.5 soul hearts. That's how much we have. So now we have 1 red heart and 2.5 soul hearts, and we're probably going to try to stay this way as long as we can. A lot of money. With any luck, we'll be able to find a really decent item in the shop. Now currently a 2 damage almond milk, which we're happy with. Excuse me, sir. Pick that up, please. Thank you. So can we beat Satan with this? Yes. We would love to have faster tiers. Higher shot speed is the stat. And so we're going to try to get a shot speed up. And I say try, but even though we're at the mercy of whatever the game chooses to give us. So when I say try, I do it with very, very big, thick, sarcastic air quotes. And unlike our usual runs, this run actually has some stakes to it because we're trying to string wins in a row so that we can get Cracked Crown. It's one of our last like 2 or 3 achievements on this save file anyway. And you can see my indecisiveness is causing us to not be able to make boss rush, which again, you know, boss rush doesn't necessarily have the most insane items, but it's a free item, so. Should we feel bad? Maybe a little. Get the battery. And you know what? Just for the stats, we'll buy it. Stats all around. Another range up, a pretty slight damage up. But every one of our bullets is dealing that much more damage. So, it might not seem that impressive, and we are still in the market for a tier effect. Tier effect that we'd like to see. Definitely Little Horn is one of the top dogs when it comes to that. Don't know where the secret room is. It's an interesting layout. I've never seen this one before. Yes. Lusty Blood 2 is going to increase our stats based on how many hits we take. Don't know why we went this way. Not the safest room in the world. Oh, not how much damage we take, sorry. Lusty Blood is going to increase our damage based on how many enemies we kill. It can be a phenomenal boss killing item because, as you can see, every enemy we kill is giving us a stat up. We're going to go the long way here. Would we buy a bomb? Nice damage up. We'll bomb him. And I have officially forgotten how much HP we have. But if we see a good devil deal, we'll still take it. We'll still take it. It's another good instructive room for dodging turrets. Just making decisions and going with it. It's gonna be Chub with a couple of ads. It's Yellow Champion Chub. So Yellow Champion Chub is very fast, but we have the speed to match because we have the Horrible transformation. How to fight these faster mobs that charge at you. Try not to shoot at them as they're charging at you as much because you might juggle them into you. Perfection, because apparently we haven't been getting hit. And we might as well, we don't have a trinket. Hopefully this isn't a Krampus fight, and it's not. Dark Arts, or Guppy's Collar. I believe Guppy's Collar is the play here. That way if we die, right, then we don't die. Sometimes, half the time. Our HP is looking thick, sick, solid, and tight. We'll play this challenge room. Not gonna lie to you, I got a little bit distracted, so I ran the wrong way. Which is a shame, because that one hit could be potentially huge in the late game. We're not exactly balling out of control HP-wise. I'll take it. Forgotten Lullaby. It's gonna be Lust. Dead. So look out for the super leaping on these enemies, still possible. Take a key. I'm gonna get rid of the turret in the middle. Sometimes the turret in the middle is the most threatening part of this room. Simply because the shots are unpredictable. They ipecac nubs. Got stuck for a second there. Despite their best efforts, we did end up being able to kill those Globins without taking a hit, which is great. This room is not good. I'm going to try to give us a little bit more space to deal with these hearts. I'm going to try to be patient in these kinds of rooms because these masks do travel very quickly. They can and will run you down. You can already see some of the issues that we have or we can encounter with something like Almond milk, right? Because the shots, they don't always travel in the right direction. It can be potentially very life-threatening if your maneuvering is bad or if you're just not confident in your maneuvering. It's a good room. There's a dice room here. And Lusty Blood is putting on a clinic right now. It hurts. Another item that cares about us getting hit. Would we trade a key for 2 bombs? Right now we would. We could check this dice room, see what's in it. I don't remember what the 2 dice room does. A D20 it looks like. D20 for the floor. We'll take a key. We'll roll these. Okay. Alright. I would say that was successful. I guess a D20 for the room, no? A few more chances for Devil Deal. Let's try for Magic Mush. It's not likely, but hey. You can never quite tell. Just gonna be lazy. And oddly enough, we've been able to machine gun through these knights, even though our tiers don't have piercing, at least not to my remembrance. I'm gonna crack into these 2. No soul heart, okay. Man, if I had the eraser right now, I would get rid of these guys, these poopy enemies. Magic fingers. Magic fingers, magic fingers. Do we want magic fingers? We'll take magic fingers. We more than likely will lose the rest of this HP as we go through to the next Devil Deal, so there's almost no reason not to get rid of them now, I guess. Is there a bomb in here? The reason we're bombing these skulls is because there's a chance that we can get black hearts, because we're gonna need HP to get through shield, to get through all of this. We've seen a few HPs, so we haven't seen a lot of them. Hopefully that makes sense to you folks at home, to realize that that's That's been our issue right now, is that took a devil deal. So we're still hurting for health. We may go back for the razor instead of using magic fingers. Mostly I bought magic fingers because I wanted the stat ups. We have one more floor. Okay. Whoa there, friend. I have to ask you to calm down. Yes. A deal. And what a deal it is. We don't want this deal. We do want that deal. So we're going to end up with 1 heart either way. We might as well buy an item. So we'll buy Little Baden. Is there any reason not to take all 3 actually? Oh yeah, there is, because we lose our soul hearts. Yeah. Alright, so now we have 9 lives and collar. .0 damage. You know what? I changed my mind. The razor is not necessarily going to be the end-all be-all anymore. It's a tinted rock. It's a tinted rock. We could spend one of our keys to get one of the bombs in this large room over here, and I think we will, because we could still use them. And I probably should have done that before buying the sack, because we obviously still could use... We could still use the money in the next floor shop. Granted, if we get the next floor... Ooh. Thank you very much, PJs. Your sacrifice is not in vain. And I will change my mind for the 3rd time, and I will go get the razor. I realized that... I realized that if we end up getting an HP up on one of the later floors, we're going to want to wait to trim our HP back down to 1. 2 of 3 for Guppy. We also have Little Abaddon. Little Abaddon is going to very quickly fire a Maw of the Void style ring, as you can see there. And because of Forgotten Lullaby, it is charging very quickly. Gonna give us a little bit of extra protection as long as we can put the pedal to the metal on our shots. It's a lot. It's very often. I'm kind of glad that we picked it up. Yeah. Could tell that was going to happen as soon as we started shooting this quickly. Now, Wormfriend is very powerful. Wormfriend is going to grab onto enemies and slow them down and deal damage to them. Against endgame bosses like Mom, Satan, Isaac, it's a very powerful item. I hate those. I hate them. You can see right there, Worm Buddy grabbed onto that turret fly for just a brief moment. So it's a very strong item. What do we got? AWAS? Passage Rune? Yeah. Our final shop is Compost, or Battery Baby, another familiar. You know, if we get enough money, I'm game. We probably won't, because it's too late. But I'll think about it. 3 bombs. Oh, I have to sneeze again. Not the secret room. I don't know why I came back in this room. Yeah, you know, we're just gonna not go back. We're just gonna not go back. Because there is no reason to... Oh, okay. That's a cute room. That's a really cute room. Alright. Well, we might as well spend our money one last time. We could buy anything, really. I mean, should we not just bomb this and pray for money and a half-price item? Yeah, we didn't get it. We can buy a soul heart, though, so we will. Increased our speed. And let's go fight. Let's go fight the madre. Maybe there's ultra secret room here? No. Yeah, and you can kind of see, like, hey, we're not, you know, dealing knockout damage here or anything. Not a little bit of damage, but not a ridiculous amount of damage either. Despite our best efforts to abuse Keeper's Sack. Get another damage up. Okay. Scarred Womb. Is it worth doing this challenge room? It might be. Some tough enemies in Scarred Womb. We're gonna try to have trust and faith that we have enough damage, even despite taking almond milk, that we can win some of these fights. Picked up a heart, I just realized. Now before we go down to the next floor, we are interested in having at least one piece of red health. And the reason why is because, remember, we have multiple items that care about getting hit or damage to the rest of the floor, such as Bloody Gust. It might even be the only one. But even Bloody Gust is a good idea to... If we don't necessarily care about the HP that we lose because there's more on the floor, then why wouldn't we just activate it? You know what I'm saying? Why wouldn't we just make sure to maximize our damage output? Now, right now we're doing decent enough damage to these enemies that we can burn them down and not have to worry so much about the lack of reliability with almond milk. And of course, Wormfriend is holding down these enemies as well. Alright, here we go. Boss number 1. It's gonna be the Matriarch, not my favorite boss in the world. Don't even know what hit us. You know, and I can't imagine a lot of players like to fight the Matriarch because of things like this. Look at this. What is this? But we only got hit once during that fight, so I'm happy with that. We'll go down. This room is really bad. I actually should be thanking almond milk for being what it is in that room, because without it, man, killing some of those mini spiders is going to be a nightmare. I'm going to try to stand in the middle of this room to avoid taking shots from those turrets in the corners. I don't trust myself to dodge those turrets while also fighting the enemies. And I couldn't blame anyone else for feeling the same way. Yeah, it's very funny. I don't like this room. Yep. This tiny little room with 2 mini-girdies. What a terrible room. Bet you never thought we'd be at the bottom floor here, fighting with less than base damage. But here we are. Full clearing rooms, no less. I want to say our range is high enough to reach that? No, just barely. We don't have enough wiggle room to, like, yeah. Not good. That's not the kind of damage that we want to take. I mean, obviously we don't want to take any damage, but that room was perfectly beatable and we just derped it. These enemies are the worst. Oh, you think everything's the worst. Yeah, well. Yeah, actually. All these enemies are really, really bad for us. It's easy enough for me to say because obviously because we have almond milk, it's reliable damage. And I know I keep stressing that fact, but you have to remember that if we didn't have almond milk, we probably would be okay right now. I'm gonna reroll all of these. We don't want any of these. Hanged man, yeah, not good enough. Well, so long, 2 room. Don't know where the secret room is. And I suppose there's no reason not to look for it. We didn't walk through any rooms that were like insanely dangerous, so we'll check. I'm pretty sure it can't be below here. Yeah. We would have liked to get into the curse room, but I can't even think about shredding one more of our soul hearts. We have to fight Satan with what we have, which means we have to get through all of Sheol. Our damage can be pushed all the way up to 4.2 per bullet, which is a lot. You know, at 16 is 3 times the rate. Basically what the game is trying to tell us is that for the same price, right, at 5.0 tears rate, we would be dealing 3 times the damage, is essentially what they're saying. So our damage is the equivalent of 12 points of damage after Bloody Lust is done going off, which I don't know why I thought that wasn't going to happen. Alright, here we go. Half soul heart is pretty huge, actually. It's just another hit that we can take. It's becoming difficult to see whose shots are whose because their bullets are also white. And this is a terrible deal. We do not want it. Well, I never said it was going to be easy. So here we go. We can't. We can't, because it's just going to take eye lasers are going to hit us, and we're going to be so far out of luck. Pretty huge get for us. Even bigger get for us. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but Wormfriend has been saving our life behind the scenes. We have been getting absolutely saved by Wormfriend. And right there is yet another perfect example of why this item is not phenomenal. But we luckily find our way straight to the boss room. Straight here. Hopefully make mincemeat of the Fallen. Yeah, just not enough damage. Hopefully I didn't miscalculate, because if we have to go all the way to the lamb, then we may end up being in the same spot that we were in before, where we have to rely on Guppy's collar to save us. Or 9 lives. I mean, obviously we have 9 lives. And that'll do it. We did get this challenge run by the skin of our teeth. Otherwise we were gonna have to start using our lives and have to essentially beat Satan without taking a hit. It's possible, but we took I think two hits during this fight. 3 if you include me using the razor at the end there, but hey, at the end of the day we did it. We got through a couple of risky moments there through the skin of our teeth. So, and featuring almond milk. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day. So long, everyone.